Hey guys, welcome back to Homestead Prepping and Survival. So it's late in the evening and I'm just sitting out here in the swing my grandkids like to swing in and just watching the chickens relaxing. It's all the work for the day is done. But I was thinking of something, and for years I have bought several momentum watches. If you don't know what a momentum watch is, it uses the motion of your body to wind itself. The problem with momentum watches that I've found, and I've bought several that were around $100 before prices went nuts, they don't keep good time. I had one that would lose 5 minutes a day. I had one that gained 5 minutes a day. And then the last one I bought would gain 20 or 30 minutes in a day. They are just very unpredictable without spending a lot of money. But I ordered a watch a week or two ago off Amazon, and I was, instead of getting a momentum watch, I was looking for a mechanical wind-up watch like we used to have years ago, not digital at all. I don't want any electronics in it, because if an EMP does happen, and I don't think it's a if, I think it's when an EMP does happen, a digital watch is going to die. It's not going to work. And your clocks in your houses aren't going to work unless they run on battery. And if they've got a circuit board, they're not going to work then, or a very good chance they won't, especially if they plug in the wall. So I've always tried to keep some type of timepiece that would continue working whether there was an EMP, electricity, or not. So I ordered this watch off of Amazon, and this thing wasn't but $35 in change with shipping or whatever, tax and all. And it was supposed to be a mechanical wind-up watch. So my daughter said something about it today. I was wearing it. I'm going to show y'all this watch. You see it moving. And it's not my favorite, but it's a decent watch. It's a little bigger than I prefer to wear, because I'm not a huge guy. I'm 5'7", 5'8", depending on how good a posture I have. But I bought this watch thinking it was a wind-up watch. Not a big deal. I get it in, and I'm reading the paperwork on it the other day, and it's actually a momentum watch with a wind-up feature. So if you're not wearing it and so on, you can wind it, and it'll continue running for up to like 30 hours without being worn. So as long as you wind it, it will continue working. So I was really, really impressed and shocked that this watch was only $35 and change, and it doesn't have any electronics in it. So my daughter, my middle child, said, "You got good taste. That's a nice watch." But, I'm cheap. I try not to spend a lot of money on any one thing. But, guys, how are you going to tell time when crap hits the fan? And part of my part of my mutual assistance group, or my group that's going to bug out here, part of our communication plan is those that have the ham radios or the Bofang radios, is at a certain time, just for example, say every hour on the hour, for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you turn that radio on and you call out, and then you listen on the frequency that we've set up for, our group. And you call out and you listen, and then you call out, and for 5 or 10 minutes, however long you determine, and then you turn that radio back off until the next time you're scheduled to try to check in and hear your other people. And the reason for that is, if you leave your radio on 24/7, if it takes you 6 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours or days to get to where your bug out location is, the batteries in your radio aren't going to last that long. They're not going to run for days without going dead on you. And if you don't have a way to recharge it, you're just out of luck. So the way we get around that to an extent is to have a communication plan with a time. So, every day at 1 o'clock, turn that radio on, you call out, and then you listen. 2 o'clock, you call out and then you listen for a certain amount of time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is. Then turn that radio back off to save the power until the next time. If you're not close enough to any of the people you're trying to communicate with, you don't hear them or they don't hear you, then hopefully within the next hour or the time or two you do it, they're going to hear you and you're going to hear them, and they're going to know you're coming. And if you need help, they could send help. So you've got to have a communication plan, and that is the purpose of me wearing a mechanical watch. I do prefer a momentum watch because I don't have to remember to wind it, but again, I've spent $100 on several momentum watches, and they just don't keep good time. So unless you get a much higher price watch, they haven't impressed me the years I've been buying them. So if you can find you a good mechanical wind-up watch, excuse me, that is something that will be very valuable after crap has hit the fan. If you're wearing a digital watch, a lot of people don't even wear watches anymore. But if you're wearing a digital watch, the odds of that thing surviving an EMP are slim. So think about getting a mechanical watch or a momentum watch or a combo like I did that does both. So far, it's kept really, really good time. I haven't had to adjust it. So, hopefully it'll continue doing that. If it don't, I'll go in and change my review on it. But anyway, I just thought, okay, that's something else that maybe some of you guys can benefit from. So I hope you guys are prepping. I hope you've thought about a communication plan for when crap does hit the fan. And guys, remember the two things I always tell you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.